Hi, my name is Suresh Krishnan, Internet Area Director of the IETF, reporting to you from Prague, where we are just wrapping up a meeting. So we just had IETF 99 here, and we got a lot of work done. So we had about 1,200 participants here on site, and we had about 500 participants registered for remote participation. Our decision-making process is rough consensus and running code, and I want to emphasize the running code part of it. So we had like a fantastic hackathon here. We had more participants than we ever had in a hackathon. We had about 200 participants and lots of fantastic projects. A lot of this stuff is implementations of our own protocols. So we actually implement our protocols and give feedback to our standardization process. So everything is like real life, not made in a vacuum. The IETF also participated in this process. So we had this work on HTTP status code 451, which is talking about legal demands to take down content. So we are actually trying to measure how much this is getting used and how it is used across the world. So that was like a fantastic hackathon project. Some of the technical things I want to talk about. So we had a lot of work going on the Internet of Things, IoT stuff. So we had like many working groups. We have about like 8 or 9 working groups that do IoT related stuff. All of them met here. We got a lot of things progressed. So we're doing like IP on these things. We are doing like protocols for application layer protocols for this, the security for this, implementation guidance for this, and this we got a lot of things accomplished. On the operations and management space, we had a lot of work done in Yang. So we also had some stuff at the hackathon related to Yang. So like sometimes people say like, oh, can we do that with Yang? And then like, people are actually coding it right there at the hackathon, and we had results ready to go after. So it's really good to see the energy. Same in the IoT space. Like we had like a lot of IoT related demos. So this stuff in the LPWAN working group, they're doing some header compression stuff, and we had like 2 interoperable implementations like getting done there. And we also had some interop testing for some working groups. So for example, 6tish, they actually had an interop event with multiple implementations, and they presented the results right after to the working group meeting. So the running code part is like working extremely well. And we also had a code sprint where we do stuff for ourselves. So the tools that we use are done by volunteers here at the code sprint. So the Saturday before the IETF, people sit together and write the code for the tools we use for ourselves. And on other things, like there's like some lively discussions happening in like lots of groups. TLS, we had like a lot of discussions on what kind of functionality to like finalize before TLS 1.3 is ready to go. And in IPv6, we are discussing like how like the addressing architecture is like gonna like go forward in the future. There's also like a new transport protocol we are developing called Quick, and this has got like a lot of support from the industry. And we have all of the major browser vendors here and the operating system vendors, and also a lot of the content providers like participating here in the process. They all here, and they also participate in the hackathon. We had like interoperation between multiple implementations, and the stuff that failed, it went back to the working group to figure out like how to fix. So like we are making great progress there as well. And we couldn't do all of this without our hosts and sponsors. So I would like to thank our hosts, Comcast, NBC Universal, CZ.Nick, and all our sponsors for making this meeting possible and letting us have a wonderful meeting. As for like the next steps, like we are going to Singapore to have IETF 100, and the work is going to continue on all the mailing lists. So see you later on one of the IETF mailing lists. Bye.